Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the Angel News, where we keep the original nation updated. My name is Nicolette Hodge. The Angel News is exposing the Nation of Islam's fraudcast titled Reparations. What does America owe black people? The Nation of Islam is currently under the leadership of Louis Farrakhan. Louis Farrakhan is sitting in Elijah Muhammad's seat, pretending to be the anointed one, while misleading the true followers of Elijah Muhammad. Louis Farrakhan is the son of a devil named Percival Clark. Farrakhan admits his father is a devil, and this is public information. Farrakhan is the seed of his devil father. He is a demon. Demon means half devil, half man. Farrakhan is a wolf in sheep's clothing. Farrakhan is the chief demon legion. His birth name is Louis Eugene Grounds. He has turned the Nation of Islam backwards. Farrakhan is working for his devil fathers to keep our nation from rising. So everything he is doing is to serve his devil father's agenda. Reparations is a demon vision. Reparations is not our vision, sisters and brothers. Farrakhan's student ministers are also working with the devils to keep us from rising by lying, distorting scriptures, and blocking the light that you need to get out of here. They are preaching a demon vision. Now, during the Nation of Islam's fraudcast, student minister Ishmael Muhammad started off by identifying Abram's vision, but he refused to identify the Abrahamic covenant, which Abram's vision and the Abrahamic covenant go hand in hand. So they believe in some of the scriptures and reject the rest, which that right there exposes that they are enemies to our nation. Farrakhan is our hidden enemy. And Ishmael Muhammad, our own brother, has turned his back on us and has made himself an enemy to our nation. And there is consequences for that. So sisters and brothers, Brother David will take us further into our newscast. Brother David, what is our reward for enduring 400 years of enslavement and affliction?
Yes, ma'am. Assalamu alaikum. Our reward for enduring 400 years of enslavement and brutal affliction, past imaginable. Our reward is the promise that God made with us, the Abraham covenant, that we will return back home to our own land, back where we belong with our fathers in peace. Now that's our true vision, not staying here in America, in the land of your imprisonment, doomed to be slaves forever. Who in the hell will want to stay here and do that? Only a damn demon, Louis Farrakhan, who doesn't believe in our covenant 100%. He loves Massa because he's Massa's blackface child. So he loves America and wants you to love America, which is totally against the message. We want complete and total separation from these monsters. To hell with America was built off our backs, and we invested all our sweat, blood, and tears, so we deserve America. That's foolishness. If we accept any plea deal or exchange for what these devils did to us, our covenant will no longer be valid. It will be terminated permanently, and Massa still gonna whoop your ass and get all that money in that land that he gave you back. And you'll be right back under his thumb, getting the crumbs from underneath his dirty nails. So don't do it. It's a scam. No reward is better than the reward God got for you. So it's obvious that Farrakhan is not with God. He's against God in his message. He's the one with evil suggestions, with firm resolutions, saying that we're going to inherit this worthless stolen land that doesn't even belong to the devils. So now you're a thief. See, and that's what Farrakhan wants for you, to be mixed up in the devil's mess and get you destroyed right along with them. So whatever you do, brothers and sisters, hold on tight to your reward and don't let go. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Brother David. Sister Fatima will take us further into our newscast. Sister Fatima, what will happen if we accept reparations?
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. We should not accept reparations for our affliction and torture that was put on our nation by our open enemies. Reparations is like a slap in the face for what our nation endured for 400 plus years, sisters and brothers. And now they're out to force you or to bribe you to accept reparations. They're tempting our nation to accept reparations. And this is to make sure we do not receive the reward that was given to us. However, not only they are pushing reparations, they are also not telling you about your vision, about your reward. So you have no clue and no other choice other than to accept these reparations because you don't know anything else. And this is all in the plans of our enemies to make sure that you have no clue of what's taking place, sisters and brothers. So when they make you accept these reparations and convince you to accept reparations for your torture and affliction and bloodshed of your nation, you will not receive what's to come because you've already received something in place of that. You took money, you took houses and land for your nation's suffering, sisters and brothers. And this is their plan. This is their goal. So you do not, sisters and brothers, rise. Because in order for us to rise, we have to have complete separation. And if you do not, sisters and brothers, if you accept reparations, then you will be still in this land with your enemies. Sisters and brothers, this is the plan of our enemies. They're trying to get you to sell out, sisters and brothers, instead of accepting your promise, which is the Abrahamic covenant, getting out of America, going back to your land, sisters and brothers. So this is why reparations is not right for our nation to accept. And they're pushing this. They're devils and demons out here pushing reparations. Because we have to understand that the devils have produced a hybrid nation within our nation. So they look like us, they talk like us, but they are not us, sisters and brothers. And they want reparations because this is their land. They don't want to leave America. And they also had to suffer some of the affliction that our nation suffered because they look like us. They hate their children, sisters and brothers, and their children had to suffer with us. So we have to understand that these house Negroes are out here pushing reparations, and they want you to accept it right along with them. And it's going to be easy for you to do that because they look like you. So you think you're trying to do what your brother or sister is doing, when the whole time they are your hidden enemies, which is why they want reparations, which is why they want to stay here in America. They're pushing the American dream, and that's exactly what Farrakhan is pushing, because he's in fact one of our hidden enemies, sisters and brothers, and he has everyone in the Nation of Islam preaching this message that you're not going anywhere, you're staying here. And so he's pushing the vision of reparations, and this is why we should not accept reparations for our nation's bloodshed, because that is not nowhere near a payment for what our nation endured. All right. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Sister Fatima. Brother Amir will take us further into our newscast. Brother Amir, what will be done to the nation that tortured and afflicted our nation for 400 years?
Assalamu alaikum. The original black nation will do to them as they have done to us, but back in double. Them devils have been torturing and afflicting our nation for over 400 years. So the consequences we owe them devils is a foot in their ass. Them filthy devils have been destroying our nation by killing us and justifying them killings of us with laws them devils made up to control us by, even though they don't follow any of the laws they made up. The nature of the devils is a beast by nature. The original nation, we are saints by nature. Them devils' nature also shows by action that they spread mischief and shed blood. One thing them devils should have never ever done was touch our black woman. The beating and the raping of our black women, our mothers, grandmothers, and daughters, beaten and raped. And that's not just to round it off. It goes on and on and on. Them filthy devils even broke our sons. Just endless cruelty from them dirty, filthy, disgusting devils. Matthew chapter 7, verse 12. All things, therefore, that you want men to do to you, you also must do to them. This, in fact, is what the law and the prophets mean. So, brothers and sisters, what will be done to them filthy devils who tortured and afflicted our nation for 400 years is we will do to them as they have done to us, but we will give it back to them in double. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Brother Amir. Brother Malik will take us further into our newscast. Brother Malik, what is about to happen within the Nation of Islam? And how will this affect the rest of our people?
Yes, ma'am, sister. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. The saints within the Nation of Islam are not with Farrakhan. They are seeking the messenger of the covenant. They see that Farrakhan is a lying, disemboweled dog. The saints are going to take Farrakhan down from within the Nation of Islam. There is about to be a change of leadership within the Nation of Islam. Jonah, which is the messenger of the covenant, is about to take control of the Nation of Islam. This is the sign of Jonah. The sign of Jonah is the only sign given to this wicked and adulterous generation. The devils are anticipating the sign of Jonah. Why? Because the sign of Jonah is a clear sign to our enemies that their spy, their agent, their hired hand, the chief demon Louis Farrakhan has been exposed for who he really is. Louis Farrakhan is the man of sin, the son of a devil, Percival Clark, and he is of the synagogue of Satan, which is false Israel. Brothers and sisters, Louis Farrakhan is being deposed from the nation of Islam from within. This will immediately be recognized by these devils and will immediately cause these devils to react violently, because this is the sign given to them, the sign of Jonah. This is a sign of us coming together as a nation. The Nation of Islam's repentance of Louis Farrakhan will alert the devils to the arrival of our true leader and guide, the messenger of the covenant. The Lord whom you seek will suddenly come to Elijah's temple. Brothers and sisters, this is the sign of Jonah. When you see or hear this sign, you must flee, for your lives are in great danger. This sign will send a thunderbolt throughout America. Brothers and sisters, America is going to attack all blacks to prevent us from unifying and rising as a mighty nation and army. The Department of Defense directive have already approved their plan to use lethal force in any case of our nation rising. The sign of Jonah is going to occur any day now. Brothers and sisters, stay attentive to what is taking place in the Nation of Islam and pass this message and warning to your friends and family. Brothers and sisters, when you see Louis Farrakhan deposed and cast down from his current position as the leader of the Nation of Islam, flee. Flee, brothers and sisters, to Chicago immediately. Our lives are in great danger. Brothers and sisters, do not allow anyone to stop you from fleeing. Remember, brothers and sisters, we are the seed of Abraham. We are leaving America and returning home to our land, the best part of the planet Earth, which is Arabia. We will not forfeit our covenant, our reward that we sacrifice blood, sweat, and tears to receive. We do not want reparations, and we're not taking none of that reparations shit. We are going home, brothers and sisters. We are a mighty nation and a mighty army that will rise overnight. So when you see the sign of Jonah, flee to Chicago. When you see Farrakhan removed from his current position, flee to Chicago. Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Brother Malik. Sisters and brothers, the Angel News keeps you informed on current and future events so that we can safely secure our nation. We will be back with more. Assalamu alaikum.